And we are live.
What up?
All right. So the first thing I want to point out is that poor Jeremy, he does not ever know what's going on. I kind of send him random messages and I say, hey, I might be having a meeting about sheds at some point tonight. If we don't do it, do you want to go live? And then we go live. So he has no idea what's going on. So I want to apologize to you guys and to Jeremy because we are definitely going to do some art. And I
Some
put that
art.
in quotation marks, art, because
Sweet.
the title of this piece has already been named. It's Le Hen, right? And it's going to be it's inspired by the news I'm going to be giving Jeremy. So uh yeah, the title is Le Hen, and this is the new way I've been letting my crazy fly recently. So enjoy, you guys. Enjoy. With that being said, so Jeremy, I
I'm
actually,
almost I'm
huh?
almost afraid to know.
Well, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's all glue involved. I'll be honest.
Hey, so far your glue projects have turned out pretty damn well.
I think they're shockingly weird and yet so much fun that I'm not gonna stop doing them. And I really do. I say like if you got little ones at home, you should honestly just get some cheap glue, put some food coloring in it, and watch the soap. Watch what the soap does because it is so cool.
We'll have to do that for sure. I know we've done a few school projects with different stuff for sure.
So yeah, I didn't actually have that meeting today, but I'm going to have it tomorrow. And it sounds kind of weird. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to meet with somebody about some sheds. But earlier, I think last month, I told you I might. I'm working on trying to get a lease for some grazing rights.
Yeah.
And so, if all of that is moving forward amazingly, like the shed for housing the animals, the lease, the grazing rights, it's all going to be pretty awesome. So this piece
Hey,
is
Silver Scorpion.
inspired. Hey, Silver Scorpion. Hey, Silver Scorpion. I did not get your email, so if you can, I'm gonna send you an email here pretty soon. I'm gonna try to find your email on your page. So bear with me.
I think
Um.
I've got I think I've got his email.
Okay. Yeah. If I can't find it, I'll ask Jeremy for it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So pretty soon, I'm hoping to have
Hope you're
in
well
my
tonight.
huh?
I was just saying I hope he's well tonight.
Don't hope him good things. So Silver Scorpion, he may hope you're well, but I hope you're just okay. You know. Uh yeah, so hopefully by mid-July, I will be the proud owner of some chickens and some goats.
Oh, it's sweet, man. Goat
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
exactly. Exactly.
I love goat cheese, man. Hey, he sent just so you know, Silver Scorpion got sent you his email right there.
I'm going to copy that right now, Silver Scorpion. Yeah, I think what I did was I sent the wrong email the first time, so it's 100% on me. Give me one moment.
How are you doing tonight, Silver Scorpion? I know it's a busy night out there. I saw there was a lot of different things going on, but we figured just chill, chat. You never know.
Well, at least you got a vacation and a job, so I see
That's
that as kind of a good thing, right?
that's awesome that it's too bad it's the end of vacations are never long enough. We used to go camping. I don't care if it was for 2 days or a week, and when we'd come back, it was just I hated leaving. Hey, well, thanks for stopping by. That was really awesome. Definitely love seeing you.
Yeah, no, thank you, Silver Scorpion. And you should have an email for me in just a moment. Thank you.
Trying to adjust this computer so it seems fuzzy to me. Do I look fuzzy as I look on my screen?
I mean, not.
I am, huh? It's not like last week's where I was pretty clear on last week's, right?
Yeah, I think that might have been the camera.
I think you're right. I think this one's the one that's built onto the. It's the one that's built onto the computer. So nothing too special.
Yeah, I'm thinking about buying some new ones, but then again, I also think, Andrew, just use all the stuff you've already got.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying too. And then I ended up with a dredge.
So, well, listen, that's not the work's fault, Silver Scorpion.
No.
I mean, that's awesome though. Glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I bet you were a busy guy. I watched all of them. Yeah, for sure. You were a busy guy for sure. There was one on the beach. I think you did. If you did one on the beach, I haven't watched that one yet.
So this is actually the more generic glue, and what it does when it dries up is it has this weird almost scaly effect. I did an experiment that I was going to show you guys, but then I did another experiment and it ruined my first experiment. So yeah, I just I just decided not to.
So we're like learning with you. Is this using one of those clear trays like you used before, or are we? I'm just trying to picture what you're on.
I am actually on a just a dish that I got from Goodwill.
Oh,
it's like just a serving plate.
Okay.
And it's slightly bigger than a piece of paper. I put the white down first because I thought I was going to do something else, but I lied to myself. So that's the perks.
Glad I got this computer working, man. Like I'm wondering now, I don't have an extra camera, but I do have the phone. So I'm wondering if I took that same link and clicked it and went on with my other camera, can I then take that camera? Is that like an extra person going on, and I can just use that to use my close-ups and stuff? Like
yeah, I can invite you. Yeah, you can do
like
that.
You'd be inviting my phone basically, right? And then I can do close-ups with it. Or I mean, I don't need to. I'm just asking if that works.
Yeah, that can work. And so it will. Hey, have a good night, man.
Hey, thanks, Silver Scorpion, for stopping in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that can work, and I think you're allowed to invite a good number of people up. So
yeah, I know that. Like, I don't know. I don't think we don't pay for our StreamYard or anything, but I know like someone was saying if you have an account, you can get like 12 people up there. If you don't have an account, then it's less. But I mean, I can't imagine needing a whole bunch. But I just wondered if it would work for the extra camera. I know that there's a way to click. If I had another camera plugged into this, I should be able to choose it from here. But I don't have another one. But honestly, I may at some point pick up one of those. What the heck are they called? They're not the microscopes, but those things,
the one that I use for the coins.
Yeah, like what you're using now, whatever that's called. I forget the name of that.
Oh, the webcam.
Oh, well, whatever. I guess so. Yeah, I thought it was like the one that you could like zoom in on coins with.
Oh yeah, this one I can't, and I would not get the one that I got. I'll send you the link to the one that I'm going to
get. Scorpion.
Okay, so let's take a look at what we got going on. This is the art. We've got a drop of green, some yellow for the beak. Her little, what's that thing called on their head? Is it?
What's the thing called on what?
On a chicken's head, the little fin on their head.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I know on a let's see, hold on, a turkey would be called a I'm not a hunter. That's sad to say. Huh? I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember. It's like escaping my mind. It's right there,
Yeah.
but it's
No, I feel like I'm gonna say a
the thing that
disgusting.
does this.
Yeah. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
gonna say a body part that's 100% wrong and just make myself look like a fool. So
Yeah.
we'll leave it with that red thing. All right, and this is I was gonna try the spray method, but I lost my spray bottles. So I'm gonna just do the drop method, and I want to show you why this is so cool to me. So there's this spot of green.
I'm over here realizing I've got my mouth wide open. I'm like staring at your screen like I wasn't watching myself, but I should, because now I'm over here like what it is. I'm wearing damn bifocals. So in order to see it, I'm like doing this. I'm looking up to look down.
This is the green to symbolize the grass that the chicken will sit on, and I'm going to take some soap and just put it right in there.
Okay.
And what it's actually supposed to do, because of the soap and oil and water, is it just spreads. But okay, you can see it crawling over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is more reactive than that. Let's go ahead and try that. Some more soap. And then I don't use the same toothpick for the colors, because I don't want them to actually bleed into each other. So I left the soap on the green one. We'll go over to his little head thing. And then we'll come back to the green one.
All right.
There's that blue. You can see the blue running a lot faster, actually. And I wonder if the problem is I left the drops on the glue too long, and they actually sank underneath a couple layers of glue.
Oh, I don't know.
That might be what's going on here.
We'll find out.
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely spreading. So whatever it's doing is starting to. I'm over here pointing at my screen like you can see me. I'm not used to this. The laptop is weird in comparison to the phone. I didn't even think twice about it. I don't know what. I think it's because the picture's bigger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to the whole chat thing, I get why you wanted to use the laptop.
I thought to myself, because then I can see what's going on. Is what I was thinking. I know there's a delay between that and like YouTube, because I'm looking at my phone right now and it still hasn't shown it on YouTube yet. Oh, it just showed it. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of a delay there. So I'm thinking, if there was a lot of people, I can imagine why these people are doing auctions and things like that. You have a lot of chat going by. How hard that must really be with 50 people in there. I can't imagine doing that and paying attention, I guess. That's where I guess moderators are where it's at, right? I mean, some of these people are really, really good. That green's spreading pretty good.
I think I have to get it a little bit deeper, honestly. I think that's what the problem is. Let me show you this orange, because what I did was I just kind of forced this red in.
Yeah.
And that's doing more of what it's supposed to. So yeah. And this one, if you see, it's kind of spreading. What it is I waited too long to put the glue on. The soap on. So what we'll do is we'll just make it a little bit more interesting. And let me get this yellow and then the brown. Nope. Let me get this yellow, this brown, and then the yellow.
I'm over here like skydiving, going in circles the other way.
And honestly, with doing it like this, you can kind of maybe guide it more.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, what does that remind me of? It reminds me of like a, but that part's kind of artistic too, like that right there makes it almost look like it's breathing. Maybe not breathing, living.
Right. Well, and it's got a lot of different depth too. This is going to take a long time to actually dry because of how thick this glue is. I made something significantly smaller than this, and the experiments I was telling you about, and they really were they took forever to dry. It was horrible. So yeah, we're gonna actually yeah.
What's the share button at the bottom of this thing?
That's so you can post it to other people's, or you can post it on your Facebook and stuff.
Okay, so but it won't post it to my YouTube, right?
I think it
Like
might.
I tried sharing it before the other way. I could put it in a list, so I put it in my friends, playlist that I have, so people can see it. But it I don't know how I did it the first time when I did it with the Appalachian Prospectors when I did their cheese, and I sent them the cheese. I I asked them if it was okay. They didn't mind, so I put it on my YouTube and literally had it as one of my videos. But it was obviously I put it, it was them, but and I don't know, I've never tried to do it since either. But I don't know, that might be a rule now. Now that I'm thinking about it, that would make sense. I could put someone else's video on.
Yeah,
So,
I actually that they might do that because I saw they have a new clip, like take a clip of a piece of people's videos now.
yeah,
Did you notice that?
there's been a lot of weird stuff going on. Like I have subscribed to a lot of people, almost to the point where it was too many to visit, and I feel bad. But it was one of those you'd visit one person, you really started liking what they did, and they said, "Hey, do me a favor and visit these three people." So you did, and the next thing you know, I had tons of friends or tons of people, and I have realized recently that I haven't been getting a lot of my older subs, like the people like that I really love to watch. I got busy for for a few months, and so I wasn't on there a bunch. In that time, it's like the older people. I just thought they kind of slowed down or changed what they did, but they were still going right along. I just wasn't getting the notifications, so I had to go back and resub to some of these people because it was almost like it was. I find one every couple of days. I find somebody that's like, "Hey, I was subbed. I don't know what happened," and then I go check, and I'm not subbed to them either, and I know I subbed them.
I
So
actually
it's
I
weird.
had somebody comment to that effect to me recently. They were like, "Yeah, I'm not getting your notifications still," and I'm like, "Oh man, I don't really know, you know, how
Yeah,
to fix that because I think it's just YouTube doing its thing."
yeah. It's had some things lately, but I tried a couple of the other ones. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I tried another one of them, started putting my videos on that, but it just wasn't the same. You could like earn money and points and all sorts of stuff, but it just wasn't. YouTube seems so simple to me, and yeah, I'd be interested like with the monetization thing when all these people are rushing for it, but I then I hear other people say you don't make that much, so I don't know what that's all about. But to me, it doesn't matter. This thing, what we're doing, hanging out, doing whatever. It's I like this stuff. I love going to all the different channels if I can, but I love going to yours because yours always has. We never know what we're doing.
Crazy people stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I just wish there was a way I could share this so that everybody that I know got a message that said, you know what I mean? Like, I wish there was a way to do that on YouTube so that so all my subscribers would see it. Their bell notification would go, bing, hey, PFP's on your thing. They're busy tonight. I know there's a lot going on, but I bet we pull some people. I always wonder how it works. I'm still so new to it.
well, give it a try. You're more than welcome to share anything I do. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not. And I also know it gives you store credit. So
I'll see if I can. I'm going to click on it and see what it does, but I have a feeling you're right. It's probably going to bring up like the other one does. Share video file, share screen. I don't need to share screen, but share video file. Oh no, you know what that is? That's if I want to go and show you something. I could send or people. I could send. I could share it, meaning like on the screen or whatever from mine. I could take a video from my computer and share it. That's what that is. I'm just learning what all this stuff is. So.
Okay, that does make some sense too.
Yeah. It's really pretty cool, man.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's for
Yeah.
kids, it's super fun. If you get like food coloring that's not gonna die, your
Like
finger.
I can't see the whole picture of what that is, but in my head, I'm seeing just the tips of it, and it almost reminds me of like flames coming out of like a dragon.
Right, but it's a
You know what I
hen.
mean?
The inspiration is a chicken.
A
You can
chicken.
you can't
The
see this
dragon chicken,
video.
man. It's not just a regular old chicken. I mean,
It's a French
hold
chicken.
on, I'm backpedaling. I forgot we were doing one with a chicken.
Yes, this is a French chicken. Remember, you
Yeah.
gotta love the. Never mind. I stopped myself. So I'm gonna move this grass over, and then I think what I'm gonna try to do. I think I'm actually just gonna leave
Hold
it
on.
where it is.
Did you just say move the grass over?
Yeah, that's what this green is. That's grass.
Gotcha.
You can tell when somebody's raised kids. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Yep, I see it now.
That's very nice grass. I actually like this though. This is pretty cool, man. I don't know. It kind of brings like a little. I don't know how to. I can't find it. It's like plus not. What's the damn word I'm thinking? Scientific, like what? It's like even smaller than microbial or whatever. Like I almost feel like it. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like under a microscope, and I feel like that's what I'm looking at is like the under a microscope type.
Oh, like, really? I like it.
I do too, but you know what I'm saying? Like what I mean is like if you look at blood and then you get not blood, blood's not what I'm thinking.
The perspective,
the little, like amoebas or whatever, the little amoebas, you know. That's what
gotcha.
It's cool.
And this is like the drop quote unquote method, but I'm gonna see if I can do this with like spraying the whole thing and letting it spread. Huh?
Do you have a record player?
No. Just cool, like turning it on and spinning it. That would be awesome, actually. Yeah.
Put it on 45 or whatever it is, you know, and just let it start to spin as it's all still kind of wet. I bet it, but you'd have to like stop before it got too far. But I bet that image would be pretty darn cool.
I never thought of that. That actually would be really cool.
It's like tie-dye, except it'll be in a, you would think some kind of center pattern because it's spinning, you know.
Yeah,
that's cool that Silver Scorpion stopped by each time. I think that's pretty awesome. He must be like, I bet we probably just don't have that many subscribers that we both have. I guess we have a few, but obviously.
Well, I mean,
he stopped by every time. You know what I mean?
Right. And for me, the way I see it is because of how my stuff is set up, I'm okay with a few subscribers, you know, versus a lot of people that jam up your guys' chances of winning.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's fun. You would, you know, it's fun to do it. To me, it's fun to do it whether there's one person or there's 100. But it's a matter of, in your case, for you, you know, if you had members like that, you know what I mean, it would just be, you know, it'd be a bonus for, you know, all of them, you and them.
Right.
Because I know you, so I know what I know about you is the more you do, the more you get, the more you do.
That's exactly it.
You're not going to be some rich dude who is just counting the bucks left and right because you're far too busy going, how can I turn that into some way to give that to somebody?
And
there's nothing wrong with that. I feel the same way. I'm not saying that in a negative way at all. I just, that's why we get along so well, brother.
I think if you were saying it in a negative way, I still wouldn't be able to take it negatively. You know what I mean?
No, because it's a good thing.
Yeah. And I was talking to a lawyer earlier on this year about some stuff, and he said to me, he's like, well, don't worry about everybody else. Worry about you. And I'm just like, that is the 100%. I understand where you're coming from, but that's 100% not the way I look at the world.
No,
I look
I
at
hear you. Yeah.
if
Hey, you know
you
what I was thinking about? What you would mention about the giveaways and about stuff, and I don't know why I think about law stuff after we get off the thing, but something that everybody does that, and because I know there's things, I don't know what gets done in Colorado. I don't know half the wheels I've been on where they're at. I can tell you some of them, but I don't know if they're in Colorado or not. But a lot of the people don't call it a raffle. They don't call it it's not usually a raffle. It's not usually a giveaway anymore. It's a donation. So you can donate a certain amount to that wheel to have the wheel, and then you win. You have a chance at winning whatever, but they consider it a donation. Is that a loop? I don't want to say a loophole, but is that a loophole that you can get through in Colorado that would allow you to be able to do that more openly? And when I say that, not just you, but let's say I was sitting here and had extra whatever, and I wanted to do one on there for you, for them, but through your thing, can you do that through? I guess I don't know. I don't know how that works. Giveaways are different because we're not asking for a donation for that. But if there was ever a wheel like let's put together however many things together and do a thing, can you do that way?
I don't think so. I think so.
Well, worst comes to worst, we'll do it through New Hampshire. New Hampshire can pretty much do whatever. So you know what I mean? We'll put together some stuff and do a wheel in New Hampshire. No big deal.
I'm down for that. Yeah, it's out here. Like, they're weird about a lot of stuff, and I think it's due to just a lot of the deals that they had to make in this state to actually move forward with a lot of the indigenous people and a lot of so the laws for alcohol in this state have always been pretty different than my understanding of most states. And so even when most states, had the drinking age bumped up from 18 to 21 and they all respected that, Colorado still had this thing called 2-3 bars or 3-2 bars or something like that, where they would still do you have those in New Hampshire? Did you have those?
No, New Hampshire, it's funny. We're the live free or die state, right? And good thing to live by. But at the same time, they pick their battles kind of in a weird way. So New Hampshire's got some pretty strict, not so much alcohol rules. I mean, we have liquor stores all over everywhere, but I don't know, it's done differently here. Everything's done differently. So hold on, repeat. What was the question again?
Do you have so New York didn't have my mom, she went through the transition of being able to drink 18 legally to when she was when it turned to 21, it didn't affect her.
Right.
But New York, they didn't have these things they're either called 2-3 or 3-2 beer bars where they serve a significantly lower percentage of alcohol.
Okay.
In Colorado, they allowed 18-year-olds to still do that. And when I was told about that, I kind of was like, that seems like the way to form a state full of alcoholics. You're not really getting drunk, but you're building a tolerance.
If I remember correctly, because the law changed when I was just before, when I turned 18. And I was waiting however many years. I probably... I was waiting. I couldn't wait. 18, I could go drink. Woohoo!
Right.
And then I turned 18 and it changed to 21. And in Vermont, it was grandfathered in. So if you were 18, you could still go to the bar.
Okay.
Until you were 21. And in New Hampshire, I feel like that. Not to say I didn't, but but I don't think legally we could. As a matter of fact, I remember driving to Canada a few times. But back then. Oh yeah, back then though, as long as you had your driver's license and you crossed the border, and I believe it was your driver's license and social security card, as long as you could show proof of those two things, they didn't question you at the bar. We went to a few different places, and there was some pretty crazy places over there. But I think we had more fun at some of the old people bars. We were a bunch of young kids going in there. At first they'd look at us like, they're mad, that we're in there. Rockin' Ernie's. One of them was Rockin' Ernie's. I'll never forget. I'll never forget that one. And we're just being quiet, sitting there, you know, talking to each other and having a good time and drinking. And one of the waitresses came over, and this one was she spoke more French than the other ones did. The other ones were still speaking English, but she was kind of a newbie, and she wanted to know what we wanted for a drink. And one of the girls said she wanted sex on the beach, and so she ends up she wasn't getting it, and so one of the guys stood up and, like, you know, made the motions and all that. Oh my God, we almost got thrown out of there. But then the old guys thought that was the funniest thing in the world. Next thing you know, they're all laughing and joking. The girls were started dancing with them, and that was it. I mean, we had the best time. We were traveling back. Shouldn't have been traveling, but we were traveling back at 4 o'clock in the morning, back to New Hampshire, back to the U.S. and New Hampshire.
The good old days where
days, man.
Yeah, I mean, completely destroyed, right?
I'm really lucky that I made it as long as I did. You know, stupid stuff when you're young, but whatever. You know.
So
that's the time to make your mistakes.
This is the final piece. Do you see the hen?
That's cool. That's cool, man. Now I'm trying to picture. Hold on a second. Turn it. The grass is down bottom. So okay. So I'm looking down bottom. I see. Where's the chicken again?
This is the whole thing. Is the chicken? The whole thing is the chicken.
I'm joking with you. I think that's cool, man. I like that, and that's done in glue. And what'd you say? Watercolor?
Food coloring and soap, dude. It's so easy, so cheap, and like honestly, when it dries, it's gonna be pretty cool. I'll take a better picture of it when it dries, but you can like hold it up and see you'll see the trails a little bit better.
Yeah. Hey, Jonathan, friend, how's it going, buddy? You know Jonathan, friend, right?
All the action, Jonathan.
All the action. We're just chilling out, doing some stuff and having a chillax session. What are you up to? Hi, Kat. Alive and well. Good. That's good.
So I'm gonna move it real quick just so it doesn't mess up. Well, yeah.
It almost looks like it has layers.
It does. You're seeing something that I didn't think you would be able to see on the picture. If you were hold on, let me
watering the garden. Oh, that's right, because you're out west, right? So it's not that late there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, there definitely are layers.
Yeah, it's like I almost feel like they're like above and below each other. Like I can almost see it, but could be just an optical illusion because of the cameras and whatnot. But it's pretty cool. But yeah, you're being crazy. 723. I'm not sure where that is. I forget.
723. That's what time it is for him.
Oh, 723. I'm over here looking up zip codes and zip codes in my not zip codes, area codes in my head. Where are you from? 723.
723. What's up?
That's right. That was some killer painter, Jonathan, friend. I really appreciate that. By the way, that was really good. Definitely. I've already redone it a couple of times and put it aside and put it with Nigel's gold because Nigel's probably given me more gold than I've found in the last year and a half. But I'm putting that all into ring gold into my vial for the ring, so I really appreciate that. California, that's right. I knew it was out west. I just couldn't remember exactly.
Yeah, speaking of giving away gold, so on the wheel this month, there's only gonna be members because I have not put any effort into anything. So let me right now while I have you, because I'm gonna have to do this anyways. Let me do the math on how much your discount is gonna be if you were to order something just today.
Okay.
Well, not just you, all members, really.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was the first time I ever put pay dirt across that what I call the gold sniper. It was pretty cool. I should have done it to a couple of the other ones I had. Now that I realize how well it worked, but I got nervous there when I dropped it on there. I don't know if you saw the part, but when I dropped it on that gold sniper, it just like poof. I mean, half the bag right there in one spot, and it ended up catching it all. I didn't lose any off the bottom. It was all sitting in those little trays, you know. So it was pretty good. Not trays, but it's like, you know, it's almost like my dredge. It leaves a lot of cons at the end, you know, but I don't lose much off of it.
Yeah, you're looking at like a 24%, 24% off if you were to order something tonight. So I'll have to make a video to let everybody know that.
24% is pretty damn good.
Yeah, well, and you know, I try not to that's why a lot of it's so high up, you know, but I also try not to go broke as well.
Well, I mean, you got to be able to mark things up some. I mean, that's what you do. I mean, if you didn't mark things up, you not only would you not make any money, but you'd be broke on the side of the street, not even being on YouTube.
That's it.
You know what I mean? You gotta be able to pay for a little bit of that stuff, and then, but you're like I said earlier, you do the same thing though. You're like, I'll raise it up just a little bit and do this so that it makes it work, but then I'm going to give off 24% with free shipping, and then blah blah blah, and then no, I don't know about free, but I'm just, and then by the time you add it up, they get such a discount that they're getting it for pretty much whatever, you know.
Well, and I didn't realize this. I've been robbing my customers, so I have to go back because I have another promotion on there where every time you spend some amount, you get store credit just because, and I completely forgot about that. So I'm oh man, now it's time to go back to all of my logs for the since the beginning.
Yeah, I was going to say, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, Jonathan, I don't think if anybody actually makes a profit off pay dirt, then they're probably ripping people off. Like, that's kind of the way I look at it. And I mean, it's just, I understand a lot.
He does, though. He does give away. He gives away a ton on that. I can't tell if that says, my thing so far, I can't tell if it says 35 or 3. But
3.
Either way, yeah. Jonathan's pretty damn generous. You guys are both generous. I'm like sitting between two of the most generous people on YouTube right now. People, you know, I don't know. Now, Jonathan, were you just starting last year? Like, I remember you really pushing hard, and then now you've gotten where you're going as far as pay dirts and stuff, and things are going that well. Were you new? Did you start or have you been doing this for a long time? And same with you, Nigel, you know, as far as that goes, like as far as, you know, how I know we're all kind of new, but as far as like, you know, is this something that you started, like did you play with YouTube for a while before this?
No, not at all. I actually just started. I didn't even watch a lot of YouTube until like just last year, really. And so I started trying to just develop some hobbies, you know, because I decided in 2019, I decided I wasn't going to work more than 40 hours. Well, clearly that didn't last very long. So, but in between that window period, I tried to give myself a bunch of hobbies, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll do a raffle channel where I give stuff away. And sure enough, I couldn't do any of that. So after I had really started what I was doing, I found out like in order to do what I really want to do, I'm going to have to be like an online salesperson. And that's kind of where my dirt came from. That's why I did that, so I could give people a chance to have giveaways without breaking any BS over regulations here.
Right. Well, hey, it looks like Megan came on too. Let's see. It says, yeah, I started selling pay dirts about 2 years ago, but really started pushing at the beginning of this year. and I've done really well so far. First year and a half was, yeah, then you've done really well. I think anybody who's come on to YouTube and really turned stuff around that fast, you really push. You push hard. I know you do as far as that goes, as far as your pay dirts go. I know you're a busy dude. My cat is being ridiculous. We haven't been able to just financially go out and push as much as we'd like to. We do have the dredge. We have a bunch of other equipment now that we cannot wait to stick in there and hope. But it really comes down to finding that spot that it's going to make all the difference in the world that you sat there for the week, or however long. And then I would about die to be doing pay dirts,
Right.
That'd be awesome. Even if it was just a select here and there. I'm not looking to go crazy on it, but it would be more fun for me to have some and sell it to you guys, as special things too, like that. That would be fun, but I can't. I'm not even close to being there yet. Once that thing goes, we'll find out what it leaves. What it has for cons. I mean, we have a couple of good, decent rivers. It's a matter of permissions and being able to spend time there. Ours are 2 hours away or whatever. So in order for us to go, it's we gotta really. It's gotta be. It's not like just go there and come back. I mean, you're dragging it in and.
Yeah, mine's the same way. My house
Hi,
is.
Megan. Hi, honey. Love you.
My house is a good bit from any real claims or gold, but honestly, with next month coming, I plan on doing a lot of the smelting up on this lease that I just got. So we'll see there, and I can't wait to show you guys the views from this. This piece of land is just absolutely amazing. It's way up on the mountain. In this area that's not too far from where I am actually, and it's just a gorgeous piece of land.
That's Murphy.
Hey there, kitty.
That's awesome. Now, is that through the GPAA?
No,
what do you have yours through?
That's just going to be through a private person. Yeah.
What's whose channel link? Who are we talking to? Is he looking for my channel? Hold on. You guys can't be looking for mine. He's commented on mine before. Did I lose everybody? Hello?
No, you're right here. I just got super distracted. Jonathan,
no worries.
Do you have
talking to the guest. I'm the guest.
Yeah, you're on my channel, man.
Yeah. If you haven't, give it's Nigel's Guy Doth Try. Yeah.
Right on. Jonathan, do you have dirt and stuff?
I thought he was joking at first. I'm like, wait a minute.
I wasn't really sure. I just was like, okay, maybe I'm confused. I'm always confused. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh crap! Let me show you. I got you. I got you as my captive audience.
Maybe Jonathan Friend knows how to do this. So, we were talking. We're just sitting here back and forth live, and it's like we had you and we've had Silver Scorpion that stopped by earlier. But is there a way to share it so that my subs can see that I'm hanging out with Nigel's Guy, or for that matter, with you, or for whoever else? I mean, or is it just like word of mouth? I don't know how all that stuff works for lives. I'm pretty new at all this. Gotta run the ringers are ringing, boys.
Oh, well, let them wait, Mama. They really don't need anything,
Oh yeah. No, geez. Oh my goodness. She's smacking you through the computer right now.
I can feel it. So this was actually the experiments that I tried to do, and I failed. Yeah. After putting the glue, here, I'll show you this one. I took 3 different things to test what the result would be from the cheap Elmer's glue, the Elmer's glue, and then the white Elmer's glue. This one was actually the good Elmer's glue, and it turned out really awesome. But the thing is you can't really see.
I hear you, Joe. Hold on, you moved off the camera. There we are.
So what I went to do was harden it with alcohol, but I wanted to see if instead of using alcohol, I could use hand sanitizer, because there's a surplus of that in this nation right now, and it did not work out. It kind of withered a lot of them. But of the three that are there, this one was definitely the best looking one in my opinion. The way it shines through.
Yeah, that's cool. It's almost like tie-dye, but plastic. Well, not plastic, but you know.
Yeah, and this is another one, and you can see how the colors just run into each other and then combine.
Yeah.
And this is what I was talking about with the cheaper kind actually bubbles a lot more.
Okay. Huh.
Aren't you happy I shared that with you, Jeremy?
Alcohol will tear that down. You know what I mean? I would think that would tear that stuff right down. You know.
So the vinegar did, but the alcohol made it really it made it hard. I did it with the first round to try to figure out what would be the best way to forgive me, to dissolve the gold out of it. And I was like, well, what would be the best way to get this gold out of it when I was trying to figure out a non-dirt pay dirt thing? And the alcohol actually made it hard, like a solid thing versus a more rubbery thing.
Almost turned it into an epoxy or something.
Yeah.
Well, it probably mixed the ingredients in there too, like makes it almost one, and then the alcohol dries out. You know, I was just looking at Jonathan Friend's comment. Still 105 degrees at 7:37.
That's crazy.
Man, I was complaining earlier. It was about 95. Megan said it got up to 100, but I'm not sure the exact temperature. But I finally hooked an AC up today. I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I do not. It's too hot for me here. I'm too big for that 105 kind of nonsense.
All right. Yeah. Hey, Jonathan Friend, keep your eyes open. I know it won't be happening quite yet, but I'm going to be doing a thing with Nigel's guy here pretty soon, where we're going to have a few giveaways, and I'm doing like a mail call thing, and I'm going to have him on there. We're giving away a bag of pay dirt that I'm making the pay dirt from our rivers around here, but I'm using a little bit of gold that I found, and then Nigel's guy had given me some gold a few times, and I took some of that and put it in, and we're giving it away for people, you know, that are we're gonna make sure that Nigel's guy gets up there a little bit. We gotta get that sub count up. I'm not super high, but well, not right now. No, I'm just doing that.
I see you hitting that vape. Don't fib to anybody.
But anyway, keep your eyes open, because it's something I'm definitely going to be planning on doing. I've received a lot of really cool gifts this year, and I want to do mail calls for everybody, and I wanted to do it on Nigel's channel, because he deserves more people, and he does a lot of cool stuff, and I want to make sure I get him some. And it'll be fun though. I'm going to have some. There'll be some silver. There'll be a pay dirt bag. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun day.
Hey, 206 is what, a solid close to 100% more than me. I gotta,
hey, but it happens fast.
You.
Though it happens fast. Like for me, I'm at 300 and I think 60 something. I've only been doing this, not even, I don't know, we started last year sometime, I think, and I haven't done much for anything other than I've given away some pay dirt. Most of the pay dirt that we actually found last year, we gave away for a couple of different events that people needed some help with. But other than that, we haven't, So it's not, you guys do so much more. I just don't understand why the subs aren't through the roof. Either one of you, I don't know why there's, you know, that you guys should be flying past us. And chances are the second you get hooked up with the right group, it's that niche. It's just going to, you know, then I get to sit back and, you know, watch you guys. I'll just fall on you guys' tails then. I'm completely cool with that.
You're happy with it. You're happy with winning your gold now, but what's going to happen if there's ever more people?
But that's okay. I don't mind who wins it. It like I'm hoping once we get that dredge in the water, it's not going to matter who I'm winning gold from anymore. I'm hoping it's going to be more like people are going, hey, can we get some of that New Hampshire gold? Or hey, can we, you know, I love winning gold from you. I love winning gold from anybody, but it's I've only won it from you two, but really, a couple of no, I shouldn't say that. There's been a few little ones, but you know, I subs aren't. I love my people that I'm friends with. I love, you know, the shows I go to. I wish sometimes, you know, I wish I could see them all, but I also know, you know, I'm not really ready for thousands of subs. Some of these people with thousands of subs, I don't know how they do it. I mean, I just don't know how they do it. I'm not really ready for that either. I just do my thing, have fun, and if people follow us along, you know, I hope they do. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of giveaways, but I plan on doing a couple small ones that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Now I realize what you feel like when you give stuff away, both you guys. You know, both you guys are super generous. You guys are always giving out to people, and you know, oops, sorry, my cat was going after something. It must feel great. That must feel great to do.
I mean, it is when you can, you know what I mean? I don't know. For me, it's like, I really enjoy these types of activities. So it's like, I really hope, you know, it's kind of like I watched so many different videos of people panning and, of doing pay dirt and stuff before I even bought it. And I'm like, man, that's just so much money. I can't spend that. I can't see spending it. But then I really was like, dude, just go have some fun. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's what this whole, like, that's what I try to have my whole channel be about. And then like have the underline little political themes of breaking down the overregulation. You know, I try not to say that too loudly, but you know, it tends to come up every single video.
That's funny. Jonathan Friend was saying he's hoping to buy 10 ounces of placer gold, push his company to the moon. I bet. The day I can go buy 10 ounces of any kind of gold, I can't even imagine. I just can't imagine. You know, like I see these people doing dredging and they're pulling a few ounces out, you know, after, you know, even more. I mean, those guys out in Alaska are just crazy. Around here, I just can't imagine it, but it's got to be here. It's all over the place around here. So there's got to be nooks and crannies. It's all sitting.
Right.
I can't wait. I'm going to have to hit my land in the spring. It's the only time I have enough water to dredge, and that's a short period of time, but I know I've got something going on there. It's just a matter of making it happen and getting out there and getting deep, you know?
Right.
I wish I had a backhoe. If I had a backhoe, I'd already be down there. I'd already have found the bottom of it, and then I'd just be cleaning it up with the dredge. But
Jonathan, I'm going to send you an email. And I want to, if you have any dirt right on hand, like right now, I'm going to send you an email and reach out to you and see. I don't know. I just got some questions for you since we're both doing the same thing. Kind of get your take on things. And I am sub to you. I didn't think I was. I don't know when I did that, to be honest, but
he's on so many different channels. I can only imagine. Yeah, I mean, you must have seen him on something.
Yeah, I feel like I've talked to him on auctions and stuff. I just didn't realize I subbed to him, honestly.
Trying to think who we used to. Oh, cat. No. Sorry, my cat's being ridiculous, and he's learning from my dog every time I'm busy. He wants to start chewing on things he shouldn't.
Hey,
Benzo, how's it going? He said I'm all ears. Oh.
Yeah, we're just
Over the
chilling.
last 6 months, I've taken profits and sales and put them into stock markets, and it's going pretty well. Oh, that's awesome. I've seen a lot of people doing that on the silver side of things. I've really enjoyed the old coin community type stuff recently, and man, it's just teaching me so much about the history of stuff, and it's like a niche I really love. Um, and same idea. A lot of those guys are all investing, and I guess I just don't have a lot to invest for the initial part. I realize now if I had been smarter when I was younger and put that initial investment in, I'd be doing all right now, no question about it.
Well, if you play your cards right, a lot of because I don't know what Jonathan uses for his stocks, but I use Webull, and when I signed up and I deposited $100, right, and because of the promotion, I because of the promotion, I got like a few $100 in stock just for using their thing. And yeah, there's like removing fees and stuff, but I'll send you a sign up link, and if you wait, you can really get a lot of free stock from them. Same with Robinhood, but I they're such dicks when it comes to everything, and I'm not even talking about like the whole kid who killed himself, like their whole I used Robinhood before they shorted everybody, and then I was like, dude, I'm done.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about a whole bunch of different avenues now to do it. You got some that are going all the crypto, then you have some that are doing all the other ones, and then you have people who are just investing it smartly as far as in metals too. I mean, and it's really interesting for me to watch. It's not a step that I'm quite ready to take, but it is definitely interesting to watch. I've really been enjoying that end of it. I think I've learned more about the investment end of it since starting to talk to more silver people, just because I never looked at the metal up until this year as anything that meant anything. It didn't weigh in. I love the idea of gold. But I didn't picture silver as being something that I had to worry much about. And then once I started getting into the age of it, I just thought, oh man, do I love this. It's been interesting.
I actually
he said he wouldn't recommend Robinhood.
Yeah, I agree with him 100%. I would not recommend Robinhood to anybody. I have been using Webull, and as long as you are aware of what you're doing, you're gonna be good, but you have to be more on it. But when it comes to cryptocurrency, I do not know enough about the subject to even begin to put my toes in the water. The only thing I know is that the CCP is like pretty much attacking crypto as a whole, and a lot of different countries have, while there are a few countries that are implementing it into their infrastructure, there are a lot of countries that are putting a lot of regulations on all crypto as a whole.
Yeah. I've been told that.
Yeah, so for me, crypto is a much bigger gamble than
that's what Benzo was just saying too. Said it's hard to get your money out of. And a lot of people I've been talking to, I wish I could remember the names of it, but there's a bunch of different ones, but they all push for the ones they think are going to work best. I mean, just like anybody else. But I think when you look deeper into it, there's probably some companies, if you really watch, you can see them. I guess it all depends too. If you want to do it for the short game, long game, it just depends on what you're interested in. I can't imagine buying that much gold though. Either way.
Well, me, I was excited for my
even when you're buying gold. Yeah. I look at it like the mentality of my gold. I look at it like I just dug however many rocks, flipped over however many things, and walked away with a quarter gram. So I feel like when I give somebody a quarter gram, it took me however many a day or so to get it, and so it's hard for me to look at gold as the stock, or not the stock price, but the and what it's worth, in the market. It's like, to me, it's worth so much more. So when someone gives me a little bit, whether it's a half a gram, a quarter gram, to me, it means that much more. It's hard for me to look at metals what they're actually worth in comparison to the premium in my brain.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know Jonathan Friend does that too. I was just reading his thing too. And I know Benzo, obviously. He's a friggin' excavator, that guy. Yeah, that's, one of these days I'm going to make it out across. It's going to happen. I'll get a Partridge Family RV. It'll be like the bus. I'm going to head across country and just start dotting across visiting people because, yeah, I'd learn from every single one of you guys. That's for sure. All of you.
Yeah, I envy all the people who can get out there a lot more. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I feel like
for 75 cents an hour. There, I think you can probably get a better rate, but you just got to look. You got to put more ads out there, Benzo.
Benzo's man. He's both you guys. I know Jonathan Francis is busy. I think he just does different. He does his I'm not even sure what Jonathan Francis is, but I know laws changing out in California. I heard that recently. The dredging might be brought back in and like with stipulations, maybe. I don't know if you've heard anything about that, but I can only imagine if you could get a good sized rig out there, Jonathan, how that would change the situation. And same with Benzo. Benzo, can you run a dredge out there anywhere? I obviously never see you guys in one, so I'm assuming you can't. I just bought a 2001 Ford Excursion and a 30-foot travel trailer last month, fixing it to make a trip to North Carolina. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Here I am complaining I'm on the East Coast driving to other parts of the East Coast. You're coming all the way across. One day, it'll happen. I gotta, you gotta pay bills first. That's what it really comes down to. I gotta pay bills and then hope that I have enough left over to make it through, the next little spot. Never mind fun, but we'll have it. It'll happen soon enough. On my forest, mind you can, your brother. Okay. My cousin lives out in North Carolina. Is that where you're from, North Carolina? My cousin lives out there. I can't remember where. She lives next to some mine. God, she told me the name of the mine too not that long ago. Dredging might become legal just because gold is held against inflation, so the government will want as much gold coming from it as possible. Right? Yeah. Well,
that will happen if we don't see a recession first, Jonathan. Like you gotta inflation and gold. That whole thing, I agree, but there's a lot more outside interests in the mining industry, especially in like the mines around like Colorado. I was telling Jermey, if you watch some of these Colorado mine board meetings, you'll have to watch as somebody sitting on the board has to recuse themselves every single vote because they have an outside interest in like a Chinese mining company or some other like huge mining company. And most of these mining companies in Colorado, at least, they're not based here. So explain to me why you got
it's unfortunately happening that way a lot.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's happening all over the country too.
I hope it doesn't crash, but I mean, I can't disagree with you, Jonathan Friend, because I mean it's been doing some crazy stuff, and the people who know, definitely have their opinions on it. And I don't have the knowledge to know that stuff. I've never been I don't like money. If I didn't ever have to use money, I never would. So I never really paid attention. That's only hurt me in the scheme of things because I didn't pay attention enough to it. But
for me, I see it as I have to swim with the sharks in order to get away from them to be on my own island away from the sharks. You know what I mean? So I try to like learn as much as I can and do whatever I've got to do to not have to think about it a little bit more, And I don't, here's my prediction. I don't think the stock market's going to crash. This is a prediction from a crazy person who's named their entire channel after their cat. Okay,
Right.
so do not take any
Right.
advice from me.
Right.
Now, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot more, essentially ransom attacks, and we already see, we've already seen. I don't want to use the word appeasement from our government, but we've seen behaviors that are out of the norm. And so I think what's going to happen is it's not going to be such a quick collapse. We're going to see these really small crumblings of what is seen as normal in our American financial society. So a good example of that is they bailed out the post office right before the last election, and before that they bailed out the airlines. There's been another airline bailout recently. Recently, there was another airline bailout, yet the airlines are still able to self-regulate themselves and still able to cancel flights for the people who are paying for their flights,
Right.
and also paying for the bailouts, because they aren't paying the workers enough for them to come back. I think that I don't know how that could happen personally.
I don't know.
But just legally, I don't know how that could happen. I think the DNC did a lot of work to put Joe Biden in control. And then I really think they did that with Kamala Harris being behind him, knowing that Joe Biden really is not liked by the American public as much as they put him out. So, I think he's old, and I think what's going to happen is, his health, or they're gonna repeal him or something. Kamala Harris is going to be our first female president de facto. I don't say that's what I'm not saying that's what I want to happen. I think that's what's going to happen.
Right. It's crazy, and it's not. I'm not necessarily giving out my opinion on it necessarily, but from what I've seen, I realized the other day I listened to a speech, and I wasn't big in either one of them. I'm not. I'm probably on average more Republican than Democrat, but I wasn't into Donald Trump. I just didn't like him. A lot of people are like, yeah, but I wasn't overly excited about him. Well, I probably would have voted for a different Republican running.
Sorry, Jeremy, give me 1 second. Thanks for joining us, Jonathan. I'm going to send you an email because I want to run some stuff by you. Thanks a lot.
As far as Joe Biden, I didn't like any of those guys either, but when they picked him, I just was kind of like, whoa. I mean, and it wasn't the stuttering. It was just like, I felt like he was going downhill before he started. And so I've noticed in the last couple of speeches just a difference, almost like Kamala's there to kind of walk him out and walk him in, and I kind of agree with you where I feel like I don't know why, it surprised me, I guess, who their choices were this year as far as that went. And again, I'm not,
And well, I got to be honest with you. Here's my thought: is to all the people who, and you can, I don't disagree, and I'm not trying to bash anyone or anything, but I watched from the Democrat side. I watched how much work the DNC had to do to dismantle their own candidates to get Joe Biden that spot. You know what I mean? They didn't have time to. They were spending so much money and promising so many positions to anybody who would have been a risk to him at all. Right. So the reason Kamala Harris was the vice president is because there was the argument that I hate to put this there as a biracial person, there was the argument that black people weren't going to vote for him due to his history and his legislative history. I mean, so like they put her on the ticket, and I hate to say this again, not to seem racist or anti-Biden or anything. They put her on the ticket for the black vote, and it kind of
and women. I think there was the country, I think, split, and again, I don't. I agree with certain things that he did. I agree with certain things that these guys are doing, but I don't like the outcome of either side right now. But oops, sorry, my house is a. Does it sound like Back to the Future right now? Basically, I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I didn't like the scenario. I kind of agree with, I don't know how to put it. I'm trying to figure out the best way of putting it, but I agree with you as far as I feel like what you're talking about the crash though and the slow aspect is what some people are saying is happening now.
It is happening now. Yeah, we're in it right now.
It's in the process of, and I agree with that, and I think regardless of who the president was or whatever, it was going to be happening. It was a matter of I don't know. I think things will go up and down a few times before they straighten themselves out. And to be honest, I don't know what's going to happen in 2024. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can tell you it was split 50-50. I've never seen a nation, as far as voting wise, split so 50-50. I mean, it was like ridiculous. And I don't mean that, and again, not an opinion. I just mean I've voted a bunch of times in my life, and I've never felt that much of a split down the street or that much of a split down. And it just, I felt bad that had to happen that way, because I feel like in the end, there's a lot of the same things everybody's striving to do, and it's just on how we're going to get there. And some want to do it one way, and some want to do it another, and it's not necessarily the wrong way either way. It's just a matter of getting both sides working together well enough to make it happen. And that Trump got turned down a lot by Democrats. Democrats got turned down a lot by Trump. And instead of everybody making something happen, everybody just spent their entire time just pissed at the other, is what I felt like. But we'll see for sure.
That's what's happened. I agree. I think that's what's been happening. The party of the presidency has been held back by the party of the Senate. And it's been happening back and forth. So, which is what makes this time around the most dangerous, because there is a leaning power. There's not so much a check and balance. And so whether I don't care what you agree with, or you're pro Biden, you're pro Trump. At the end of the day, we're all American, and we have to be pro each other and pro success for America. And if you're not doing that, who are you working for? If you're, I had a conversation about the lifting of tariffs and
the shovel doesn't care necessarily, about the politics in life, the gold we pick up, the the fun I have at the river, the people I visit. We may not see eye to eye in a lot of ways, but when it comes down to it, I have a good time with everybody, and it doesn't matter either way. As far as, you guys all may be right. I couldn't say either way on either side. I'm saying that to both of you guys.
And I think the good thing about this community is we all have our beliefs, our politics, but we're all too preoccupied with having fun to let that get in the way of our fun. So I think that's the one good thing about people who, as Benzo says, digs holes for 75 cents an hour. It doesn't. We're not gonna let this nonsense, because again, it's tragic.
Again, I can see it from both sides. I mean, I watched it happen from the middle, looking at both sides.
Yeah,
I was right smack in the middle the whole time, going, and then I would hear certain things. I'd be, oh, come on, because you make it that much harder for me to to sway one way or the other. And it was, I try not to do politics in any of it because to me, I learn more about it every day, and uh, and not necessarily in the way I wanted to. I just, when I was brought up, I wasn't, I voted when I turned 18, but I didn't know what I was doing for
Right.
many votes, and
Right.
so I can't say that I've contributed. You know what I mean? Like, um, this year was this one was a tough one for me because I didn't, again, I wasn't, I wasn't overly excited about either one. What's
They
that?
let us,
Hold on a second.
they
I'm
let
trying
us
to read what
pay
he said.
taxes.
If voting really made the difference, they would let us do it
They
in
wouldn't.
Georgia. Oh,
But they let us pay taxes, Benzo. So you gotta
yeah.
understand, we're let to do what we think gives us power. And I want to make it clear, I'm pro tax simply because of what it's meant to do, but I'm very anti taxation without representation and taxation without causation. So for me, growing up in America these last 30 years and us having a solid infrastructure problem my entire lifetime, I feel like we really need to change our taxing system a little bit, Bring No, because then you're going to have other countries like China be way better than us. The countries that are mining like crazy all over the place. We don't want the gold standard just yet.
I think well, see, that's the thing. Like that's my thing. Is like I agree with mining and stuff. I think we should be able to do it up to a certain thing. I just don't think we should kill everything in the process. So to me, there should be some form of rules or whatever, but it doesn't have to be to the point of where where the far left wants to bring it, which is nothing. Don't even touch a river. Don't touch dirt. Don't touch. I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a tough one. What's that say? Just think of it as a $1 bill. It's life. How many 100s of dollars of tax does it generate? Yeah.
I don't understand that point. Benzo, can I invite you on so you can explain that? I'm not really sure what you're. I genuinely don't understand what you're saying by that. Tax wasn't for income first. Tax was initially established for land. In the way after our tax system is broken. The original tax system was to motivate people to make sure their land does not go stagnant, and that's why land tax is there. So you think of, if you have to pay the country to own a piece of land, you're more likely to process that land and give somebody else a job to help you farm or work it. Whereas income tax is a broken system because you're not actually benefiting society. And if you were benefiting society, it would be seen, and we wouldn't be in this weird position that we're in right now with the work levels and the unemployment levels being as they are. I again, taxing is a needed tool for civilization when done right. You can see plenty of civilizations that taxed 100% wrong, and then they fell, or had really high taxes and then they fell, like Rome and stuff.
Benzo just commented on that. I can only say with that, I think the government, as far as I'm concerned, we gotta have a certain amount of taxes. Obviously, it's the only way that things function. But I kind of agree with that in the aspect that it's far too much power for them, and I mean that again on both sides. It's anybody that gets that. I can't imagine. I wouldn't want the job. I wouldn't want the job of deciding how much tax to take out of this, that, and the other, or change it from one thing to another. To me, that's to be a stressful job.
So Okay, so Benzo, to your point right there, I do not disagree at all. I agree. The government is taking in so much money and they're mismanaging it. But the question is when they mismanage that money, where is it? So right now you have a lot of people, and I'm gonna tread lightly on this subject because clearly, a lot of us are a little bit more conservative, but uh, a lot of right now the concept of UBI, universal basic income, is really floating around, and a lot of people will say, well, where's that money going to come from? Where's that money going to come from? Your comment right there, Benzo. How many generations has the government been taking in way too much money and misrepresenting it? And then instead of, you can't keep raising the minimum wage rate, because all that does is raise the cost of milk. You need to actually redistribute what's there, or actually remove some of the debt. Well, and the problem isn't okay. So you have to actually, again, you have to look at, again, not I as Jeremy knows, I work 2 full-time jobs almost, and then there's the business that I'm trying to start and get up and going. But what you have to me, the problem is not necessarily the fact that we're opening back up and there's vaccines and whatnot, and he's not encouraging more of getting back to work. The problem to me is that so many people are settled in the mentality that it's okay not to work. That it's, I have epilepsy, and I was given a write-off from work way before I turned 18, and it just kind of blew me away that that was an option. And so since then, it's been I've worked as much as I possibly could, because I don't know if there's a time that I cannot work. So for me to see able-bodied young people, smart young people, people in their prime, not working just because the option is there, that's the real tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's people who these systems were put in place to help. I'm not bashing those people or anything,
It's when you take anything to one extreme or the other, it really it helps those few, and then all of a sudden it becomes abused, and it's not just, it's been happening that way for years and years and years and years. I mean, it's a broken system from way back,
Right.
and it's all in how, the American people pays a lot, and it's all in where it gets funneled and how it goes. And there's a lot of, I don't understand a lot of what happens, so I have to keep my opinion pretty brief, because I don't understand completely how it all works. Every time I think I do, I realize that there's a whole different thing again, and now I didn't get it. And I don't know. I think JP Lonzamore, how's it going, JP?
JP, like I said, how much have you paid in taxes in your lifetime, and how many potholes are in your road in front of your lawn, in front of your house? Are your taxes paying for what they're supposed to be paying for, or would you just take that back? That's the way I see about UBI. I understand it's a much more liberal take than most people here, but I also, if there wasn't so much, literally, if there wasn't so much misused taxation, I wouldn't have that opinion. While taxation is needed, I use roads, I went to public school, you can hear that in my wonderful speaking. And how many more than 4-syllable words I've got, but So, or we can keep going the route like Jonathan Freen said. He said a correction will happen soon. At the rate that we're going, we're still going. Again, if take taxation away, I don't know.
I don't think Nigel's guy's saying to take taxation away. I think what he's saying is you know, if people know where it's going and people have the right taxation, things will work okay. You know, on
Yeah,
both ends. But it takes both sides. It takes working hard. It takes putting your money towards good things like you guys do, and not having it funneled into places that it doesn't need to go.
right.
And I think, you know, I don't think any of us necessarily disagree with that. I think it's really just a matter of how it happens, you know, and got to stay on your people, you know. Um, I don't mind paying taxes. I'm sure, you know, we got to pay a certain amount of taxes, but at the same time, I feel like they pay, you know, there's a lot of not just taxes, but there's a lot of high, everything's really high priced for not making a whole lot sometimes unless you are really, really a skilled, you know, unless you're skilled in one certain thing or, you know, it's, I just feel like there's a lot of money being thrown around in the government, and I feel like it should be done. Uh, I don't
With
know. Your company is
reason.
too broad, but you know, I feel like if people knew where their money was going and it helped them benefit themselves, then people would be more apt to work hard and put it towards that. You know.
I don't know. I do worry that we're, instead of, as JP Lon said, going more of the Canadian route. I'm going to reference Jonathan Freend, and as he said, we printed so much money to get out of this recession. Well, that's happened plenty of times as well. I mean, look at Venezuela right now. They 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 did the same thing, and they're literally dealing with the consequences. And so I agree, there is a big change coming. And yeah, Canada, I don't know what you mean by Canada doesn't pay tax, honestly. Do you live there?
No, no. That JP?
Yeah.
No, they live down in was it North Carolina, South Carolina? Oh, gosh, I can't remember now.
Why is Bill Gates buying all of the farmland in America?
Jonathan, friend, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. First of all of you guys, I really
Yeah,
appreciate you guys
thanks,
coming to
Jonathan.
the thing. But Jonathan, friend, thank you very much. He said his phone was dying, so I just wanted to make sure I got that in before we lost him. But we're
Yeah,
just chilling out. But it was kind of just a chat session, kind of get together, do a little stuff, and hang out. But I you know, and I think I just guys the same way. I think I like to hear the opinions of both sides because it teaches me something, you know. So I appreciate, you know, everybody's outlook on it. Sorry, my cat is being ridiculous.
I agree. I actually I'm really happy that you're all not just mad at me for saying these things and actually talking back, because your opinions really do matter.
Yeah,
And we need to, I feel like everybody needs to find a more common ground so we can get out of this divisive nonsense that we're actually in as a nation, really.
yeah.
And yeah, that was a rhetorical question. He's buying it all so he can control all the poor people in the nation. That was a rhetorical question, JP Lawns. See, you know, I have to stay away from politics because I let my craziness come out, you know.
Yeah, I know. We always say in the beginning, okay, let's not get into politics tonight, blah 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 blah, and then we end up doing it. But you know, it's weird. It never interested me for years and years and years. In the last few years, it really has. Like I've gotten into it a lot more. You know, I hate to use the word ignorant, but I am in the aspect that I'm learning. I am still uh, understanding things that I never had a grasp on before. So you know, I appreciate what people have to say because I research it. You know, when someone tells me something like that, I'll go back and research and read more about it, and it may give me a different outlook on something. So you know what I mean. I always appreciate everybody's outlook on it for sure. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
judging somebody either way. Like I said, when I go to the river and I go to have fun, or when I, you know, go do whatever, whether it's you know hang out at someone's channel, it's you know, to me, it doesn't. I don't hold it against anybody either way, whether I agree with them or not. And I guess I hope it's the same way with everybody. Everybody gets along, everybody goes out and has fun, and like on my channel says, we all share the same passion for doing the same thing as far as finding gold and silver and whatever. And so for me, it's really about, that's what all this started at for me on the channels, and that's what I hope I'm still doing 10 years from now, regardless of whether or not someone agrees or votes differently than me. I hope I'm still out partying with everybody and having a good time, and and who knows, by then, who knows, but
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. And Benzo, I consider myself a moderate, but then again, you talk to one person and they say I'm a conservative, and then you really get to talking with them and they're like, "No, you're not a conservative. You're a this or a that." And it's like, so, I consider myself a moderate, but I also would rather just not label people.
like I said, I think for me, I don't know, I'm a mix of both, really, because I feel like there are certain things I believe in that I would not, that you're not gonna. I mean, I haven't killed anybody, but no one's tried to come in my house for my guns either. You know what I mean? And there's things I am completely on board with when it comes to that stuff, and so I can't call myself one or the other. I'm still, like I said, in the learning process, but there are things that I believe in that I would not give up. Period. And then there are things that I think from that side that I didn't agree with either. So it just depends. I'm in the process, but
I'm at the point. I believe, while I complain about over-regulation a lot, I do believe if you can't follow the laws of where you are, you can find the laws that you should just move to where you can follow the laws. Don't be a criminal. So for me, like, I moved from one of the most democratic places on the face of the earth, in my opinion, New York State. And I moved to Colorado for a lot of the laws. A lot of people in the last 10 years, when they say they moved to Colorado, you'll hear, "Oh, well, I wanted to smoke some weed, man." And I'm like, dude, that's cool, but I got way better weed back in New York, and I was a criminal doing it. So, I mean, like, I don't know, but I don't understand how it can be grown worse where it's legal. But quite frankly,
because there's so much of it.
Yeah, they don't care out here. They just whatever.
It's pumping it out fast, but but there again, the taxes from that. Look how much they made in the first year of when they first did that. I remember reading something on how much the school system, because they basically put it in that said, all right, fine, we'll do legalization, but if we legalize it, X amount % is going to the school system automatically.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at that number and about having a heart attack. Like, that's the coolest thing in the world. Like, take some of those things that are my vices or somebody else's vices, and you want to tax the crap out of that, go for it. You know what I mean? Right. And it sounds awful because I used to smoke cigarettes and I used to bitch that the taxes were so high. But I look back now, it's awful. I'm a hypocrite now because now I don't smoke, and so tax the shit out of it. But I do pay it on vape, and I pay, and I still do, But it's, I don't know. I feel like we have taxes around here. Like, I don't know if they have them down there, but we have, like, if you have a view anywhere, like if you can see anything more than just a regular tree, your taxes in New Hampshire go through the roof. It's just nuts. It's nuts.
I know the only thing I know about New Hampshire law. The only thing I know about laws in New Hampshire is like one of the only states where certain productions can be done without certain protections because of your live free and die or die law stuff.
When you say productions, what do you mean?
I can't. You're gonna have to think about it. Think about it. Certain productions can be made without protection only in New Hampshire because of your live free and die. Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't. Every lottery is legal. Think about it, Jeremy, and I'll leave you to think about it. Yeah, Benzo, every lottery is supposed to, in almost every state, is supposed to go for education. There's supposed to be this huge number of percentage of profit for lottery tickets that goes to education. But uh, if you look, there's multiple different companies that actually run those lotteries. And so I know in New York there was a large percentage that went to education, but they found out that the companies that were making the tickets, this was a while back, the companies that were making the tickets were using like crappy material and cutting the cost. And so it was
So they
completely
made their money back.
yeah, so it was
Yeah.
completely against the line of the contracts in order to do the lottery type gambling in that state. And
Right.
yeah, I don't understand how any public school, considering your parents are paying taxes, how any public school can uh, justify making their kids rent books. That
Yeah,
blows
it
my mind.
seems that I guess that's for me. It was like I don't mind paying a little extra tax if I know it's going someplace good. If I know it's going to, for kids, schools, things like that. Like if I know that it makes somebody else's struggle a little less, I don't mind. I don't mind doing that. It just seems like you keep paying more, and you're not seeing it get put into those things that you really. I mean, education is pretty damn important, and not just education, but trades too. I mean, a lot of these guys that are on the prospecting channels and stuff, or even the coin channels, they got some serious trades. They got skills, and that's whether they got that education, via whatever they went to school for, or they were apprenticed or whatever. But it's so important that things go into that when their people are young, because I think more and more of these kids are getting into computers and video games, and it's becoming less and less about get out there. Well, shit, at 14 years old, I was working a lot,
Oh yeah,
even less. I think it was 12, but
yeah.
by 14, I was making a paycheck. You know what I mean? And so, I think as a society, we're watching a lot of that not end, because I have friends. I have like a lot of homesteader friends and stuff that are. I mean, they raise their kids right, and those kids are out there working and doing everything they've ever wanted because they were smart about it. But that's not always an option. My mom, for instance, couldn't raise me that way because she couldn't. Uh, and
Right, I'm right there with that too. It's like my mom had her limitations on that type of thing, and
yeah,
now I'm working real hard to get, those goals that I really want. I agree with you. I remember the first amount of money that I made from working was for mowing lawns. And I
mm-hmm.
remember I was so mad because I wanted to mow our lawn at the age of 10, and my mom would not let me. She would not let me because she's like, you're too young, you're too young. So I
Yeah,
remember for years waiting until the age of 12 so I could use the lawnmower. And it was like, it was such this amazing day. I don't remember a lot from back then, obviously, but I remember
right.
that was one of the best days, like, of my life. And it was, I don't know. I don't see kids mowing lawns anymore. You don't see kids going out and shoveling sidewalks. And
Right.
I do think part of it is because a lot of our society is a little bit more dangerous. So I feel like, it's a risk to the kids, and parents don't want their kids going to strangers. But with that being said, I was mowing my grandma's lawn. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, and I think that's what I'm trying to. That's what I was kind of going with. John's friend was, you know, um, there's a lot of money spent all the time, and it seems like it's being flushed more than it is. But that's not something that to me happened. In the last, that's been happening for years and years and years. When they used to joke about the golden toilet seats in the White House and this and that, we're talking, 20 years back, 50, however many years back, it's always been talked about. Not just the toilet seats, but they're what they spend on everything. I feel like if they were to take that down, I feel like if people that worked in politics had the same insurance we did, I think if and what I mean by that is the same.
100%. Yeah. If they didn't
I don't
have
think
a
that they
way
should go in
better
2 years and
retirement,
be paid a paycheck forever and a day. That, to me, it's not an easy job. I wouldn't want it, but I absolutely, there's a lot of money being spent that could be put back towards the people, and I think that's what really needs to happen. I mean, I've always thought that.
Jonathan, I'm right there with you on that.
Hey, do me a favor. Do you have Nigel? Do you have a thing on your phone that does numbers or does like numbers or something, like picks them?
I can set it up. Why? What's up?
I'm gonna do a little giveaway if you're cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something, and I want to do it for I want everybody who's been in tonight here. So Jonathan, Friend, Benzo, JP, and I think it's Silver Scorpion. Was that the other one? Am I forgetting anybody?
I think that was. I think Mama, you're forgetting your wife.
Well, yeah, no, but that's fine. No, I'm talking about people that came in the gym and hung out. Hold on, let me just grab my keys real quick.
So, Jonathan, in regards to what you said about school being a scam, I 100% agree with you. I've actually been fighting with myself for the last 5 years on, and it's funny that you said it the way you did on you go to school to try to save lives, and then you're in debt and you don't really have a job. I've been fighting myself going back to nursing school for years, and I just really, it's out. This state that's another reason I moved here, was because of all the nursing programs out here. But since I've moved here, they've changed the cost of those programs. So let's say I wanted to just go to school just for nursing, not have to play any games with anything else. That's gonna that's 4 years of income. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. They try to trap you in every way, even if your intentions are simply good. And it's not right. With that being said, if you talk about free education to people, or the states where, like New York, after I left, offered education to people, free state education, just as long as you stayed there and worked for a little bit. And a lot of people were against that, calling that socialism. But to me, that's not socialism. That's investing in your citizens.
I'm online. I'm on live. No, I was just letting you know. Hold on, I'm just trying to find something.
I think New York, Oregon, maybe Washington have those types of systems. I could be wrong.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find something real quick. Oops.
That's so true. It's so true. I mean, okay. That's why we get all these numbers to identify us. It's not for our protection. It's for our bills.
This one. I'm looking for a certain one. Hold on. I think I found it. Yep. All right. So this was one of my first things that somebody sent me. Well, if you guys can see that. This one has it's inscribable or whatever on the back. But it's, can you see that, Nigel?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay.
at that flag, silver bar.
Yep. Yep. So it's a 1 ounce silver bar. And I think we're gonna give that away to the people on your stream tonight.
That's what's up. Give me one quick second to get this number picker pulled up.
And basically, what I'm thinking is, since there's only like those people, if you just want to, each one gets a number or whatever, and then, or you guys can, I don't know, it's up to you guys. Well, no, because some of them aren't here, so I don't want to do it where they have to pick the number. What I was thinking is it could just be everybody gets a number, and then just hit the number for the 4 or whatever that have been here, and whoever gets it, just send me your address to theuglyprospector@gmail.com.
Okay,
And
sounds
then,
good. Well, it looks like there's 4 people in here right now. We'll definitely account for Silver Scorpion as number 1 because I'm pretty sure he was the first person to come in here.
Yeah, and he's been in every time. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're in the chat right now and you want a chance to win Jeremy's silver flag bar, hit a number. Let us know who you are and that you're here.
Well, I think it's just Jonathan, Friend, Benzo, and JP. So Jonathan, Friend, Benzo, JP, and then add Silver Scorpion in. So there's the 4. So if we just give them a number, so we got 1 for Silver Scorpion, 2 for Jonathan, Friend was the next one. Then it was Benzo, I think, and then JP. So if you just want to put them down like that, and then Spinner, and just let us see, if you can do it so that we can see it, that'd be awesome.
All right.
Either way, then, however they want to do it, doesn't matter to me. There's only this, just a highlight. How dreamy. Crazy. Yeah. I know this is the right crowd, obviously to do this with. There might have been 30 people here when we did it. There might have been 4, but I know every one of you guys, as far as the, you can appreciate the flag, and I know that every one of you guys does. So as far as I'm concerned, I want to do that, and I don't know.
You know who else was in here? JP Lawns and more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Add him in there too.
Okay.
Yeah, there should be 4 people. Silver Scorpion, Jonathan, Friend. We're not going to count us, just so it's fair. You know what I mean? You and me, and we'll figure out something. We'll figure out something cool between you and me for sure. Well, because our luck, if you were in there, you'd end up getting picked, and then I'd be like, oh, that just looks weird. So I feel like we'll figure something out. You know what I mean? We'll be doing this again, and we'll figure out a way to get. You're going to be. We'll I'll send you some.
Dude, you sent me cheese that I ate on for a real long time.
I miss doing cheese. Dude, I miss doing cheese so bad. I finally just got the smoker all back up and everything, so now we can do that again soon. We had our own, not our own house, but we rented a house. It was a lot easier back then. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize you were.
No, you weren't. You just let them go ahead and fall down and stay in their rough situations. I know what you CNAs are like. I know what you all do. Just sit on your phone, texting, making TikToks.
Played the whole light game. Bing, 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 bing.
I'm really sorry my other computer is taking so long to open up.
I do appreciate you guys hanging out. So that's one that I was planning on putting on a different giveaway, and I just kind of feel like, you know what, let's do it tonight. Why not? It's really pretty. It's never been opened. It's in its original case. Like the thing it comes from the mint or whatever. So it's you know, it's not, there's no toning or anything. It's completely airtight, I think, still in there.
Hey, you can show my nursing socks I got for.
Oh, this is something that Megan got tonight. Nigel.
Is it socks?
Socks.
Oh, there you go.
Holy mackerel.
That's pretty cool.
Benzo, that's creepy.
What?
Because I used to take care of Francis.
Wiping
Dude,
butt
you
and
used to
wrestling
take care of a
Francis
Francis
to take her
mama.
meds ain't easy to take her meds.
It's no joke.
Now Megan's done that stuff for a while. She's one of the good ones. That's for sure.
Especially when the doctors take away her wine order. That's when it's over, man.
What's he saying? Trade you what? Sorry.
Here's you 0.25 gram bag.
What's that?
For it. Jonathan Friend wants us to go with his 5 ounce US bar.
Well, I already said it would go. I'd give it away, so I'd have to give it away. Hopefully, you know, you'll have a chance at winning that right here, and then if not, I bet whoever does win it probably would switch with you. What's that, Jonathan?
Jonathan said number 2. Benzo said 4.
Yeah, Nigel's figuring that out. I think were you putting the numbers in and then doing that thing? Or?
Yeah, it took me a little bit for my other computer to get up. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was just making sure I wasn't supposed to be the one doing it.
I've got JP Lawns, Jonathan Fiend, Benzo Gold, Silver Scorpion. Am I missing somebody?
Should be Benzo Gold, Jonathan Friend.
I don't know why I keep leaving the
JP,
R out of your name, man.
JP and then Scorpion. It was just the 4 of them. Yeah. So I felt like, I don't know.
All right.
Normally it's like who's in chat or whatever, and I normally would do that too. But Scorpion's been here for the last couple of times we've done this, just us. So I feel like his name should be in there somewhere too, just in case. But good luck, everybody. I hope, if I had 4 of them, I'd hand them all out to you. I don't. That was my first black one. I love that one, and then there's the one with the red going across, and then the black and the blue, and they're beautiful. If you start a collection of them, they have a few of them that are really nice. Gold Fiend in the house. I hear you. I trust me. I hear you. Had I just shown the thing and Jonathan said that first, I wouldn't have been giving it away. No.
Well, you better win now after that.
There we go.
All right.
What's that?
Oh, look at that.
It's very true. Yeah, that's why I was asking him to do the wheel, because I don't know how to do that stuff.
Okay.
Let's do this though. Let's do the wheel of death. So you hit it, and the last person, unless you guys put your opinion in, however you guys want to do it, I don't care. But the wheel of death, when there's only like 4 people, is kind of cool. The last person on there gets it.
I'm cool with that, and I'm also, since Jeremy's giving away money on my live, I feel like I have to too. So if you guys want and you email me, everybody that's here, I'll give you $5 towards a purchase and like at our store. So just a heads up.
Cool. You want to come sit over here?
All right, so we're doing the last man standing then?
I think so.
Yeah.
If everybody's cool with that, yeah. I prefer that one. I get excited. Usually there's, more.
Jeremy usually has a heart attack with them.
I do. I know. But I'm lucky with those. The Wheel of Death, I've done pretty well.
All right, so I'm going to shuffle a few more times, then we're going to spin.
Oh, thank you for playing, Jonathan Friend. We do appreciate you being here, though.
Okay, so we're going to remove you, Jonathan Friend. I'm sorry.
There'll be other chances. We'll be doing this again.
Well, and you got... That's okay. It's yours. You hold on to it until later.
What's that?
Shuffle again.
Oh man, he really wanted to.
Who's that, Jonathan Fred?
Yeah.
You don't suck at life, Jonathan. Got a good thing going on. And thank you for playing JP Long.
Ooh.
You're gonna
Another one
shuffle
five
these
ago.
two. I don't know how efficient a shuffling of that is. And
Hey, Benzo Gold. Sorry, thank you, Silver Scorpion.
so Benzo Gold, you got
Benzo
some
Gold.
silver heading your way.
So send me an email to theuglyprospector@gmail.com, Benzo, and with your address and stuff, and I'll make sure to get that out to you, man. Congratulations. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out for
Right.
sure. I wouldn't know how to rig it, to be honest, Jonathan. I wouldn't know how to rig it. I do have, there may be another flag bar in the near future that goes out. Not that goes out, but that when we do the mail call giveaway, shout out thing that we're gonna do here soon. When we do that, then I do have one other one that I'll look at. I haven't decided if it's going in there yet or not, but it is another really pretty one. That one's I think that one has like I feel like it has like an eagle around it or something, if I'm not mistaken. But I was trying to get those little ones. You guys seen the little ones, like the little flags? Like I saw those. I almost won a couple of those, but I just missed it. I'm glad you won, man. I'm glad you won, definitely. Like I said, we've been watching you guys for a while, so I appreciate everything you do, man, for sure. I'm glad you won it. I would have been happy with any of you guys that won. That I would have been super stoked with. So, but that's cool. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for coming
Thanks
back.
a lot. Thank you again, Jonathan, friend. I appreciate that. Sorry, I think I stepped on you there, Nigel.
No, you're good. What are you still doing up? I just realized you're 2 hours past me.
Yeah,
Megan just got home
from work.
Megan just barely got home from she just worked her second job, and just came back. She just got home.
So
That's
Megan,
why I laughed about my fancy socks that they gave for LNA week.
Oh, that was from them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get started.
Not here's a raise. Here you go. You've been such a hard worker. Blah blah blah. Here's a pair of
Here's some
socks.
socks.
Do they have the slippy bottom things so you don't slide around?
No, but
Nah.
you see the
those are
design
too
on it?
expensive, Jeremy.
What's that?
Those slip bottom socks are too expensive.
Yeah. You have to pay extra for this
No
non-slip.
slip resistant.
So Megan,
Yeah, can you write in the hold on? I'll write in the email there, Benzo. Hold on. It's oops. Can I write in the? I guess I can't. Can you write that in? Huh? Or Megan can. You want to write in theuglyprospector@gmail.com?
You can't type in there?
I don't think so, unless it looks like I do private chat, but I don't see where I can pop into the. I don't really have a window to type into. Yeah, it's all lowercase theuglyprospector@gmail.com. Megan's putting it in, so you can see it.
Wow. So this has completely changed since we looked at it earlier.
That's the one, Benzo. What's that? What's completely changed? Oh, the plate? Yeah. So check this out. He was doing this like art thing, right, with this soap, glue, and food coloring.
Yeah, it makes it like different colors.
Well, it like spreads it.
Yeah.
Spreads it weird. Yeah, it was cool.
But
It's not as cool as it was, man.
Yeah, same here, Benzo. It's 11:49 here, but it's I tend to be a late night person just because I don't sleep well, so I wait until I get good and tired and then crash out hard.
I tell you.
Yeah, I never turned on like the YouTube. I didn't go. Normally I would say I'd go on YouTube and chat like through the chat thing on there. But I find that since I can see what people are saying, it's actually easier just to answer them. You know.
Right.
I now realize though, I get a whole new outlook on how you guys do. I don't know how you guys do it when you got 30, 40, 50, 60 people in your chats. I don't know how you guys can keep up with it and still do what you do. I mean, seriously, that's. I look up to that and go, wow. I hope that soon I can do a live chat and it's like that, but I'm not. Like, they don't look stressed. Benzo doesn't look stressed, man. I don't know. I might need a pair of glasses like that or something. But yeah, yeah, he looks. I feel like I could hang with Benzo. Any of you guys, anybody that I've met on here that I've liked, and actually talked to. I mean, what's up?
Your phone check. Make sure you got it because he said he's.
Oh yeah, I'll check it right now. Hold on.
Did you tell him your idea, your grand plan yesterday?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Your food truck.
Hold on, just a second. I have for some reason this thing doing this.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is. It's something. Oh, hold on a second. Maybe. There we go. That was my YouTube thing. Gmail. Yep, I got it, Benzo. Awesome. Cool, man. I'll get that out to you right away. What Joe?
Yes,
Actually, I
tell them about
I can send it right from your work.
Tell them about your food truck idea name yesterday.
Oh yeah, so I meant to tell you about this in the beginning, Nigel. We were laughing about it, but so yesterday we had kind of an off weekend at first, and so I was like, let's go just do something, and she's on some antibiotics and whatever, so she couldn't go to the ocean. So I was thinking, well, maybe we'll just go for a cruise. We'll find a food truck and just find one that's like fair food, Right. I was in the mood for like fair food. I'm talking fat kid food from, I wanted like something wrapped in whatever and fried. And so we drove like an hour and something away, got there, and the food truck wasn't there. The picnic tables were there and the truck was gone. And so we're like, okay. So then we ended up going down the road, and there was this place called Dad's, right? Dad's something. Dad's Dogs and Scoops or something. Man, best onion rings I think I've had in years, man. It was like, so we ended up eating there. We only grabbed like one hot dog each, thing of onion rings, a hot dog for the dog, and we thought this will just tide us over till we figure out what we're doing. And we ate that and ended up searching for another one. Went to some barbecue place that wasn't all that great, and we made a whole day of it. It was kind of funny. We were both, by the time we were going home, we're like, should we do ice cream? Yeah, let's do ice cream.
No.
So
You gotta tell them the funnier part.
She goes in and she comes out with this 32 ounce or something. Like, it was a shake, monster shake. I'm looking at this thing. I'm already full, right? So I started doing. I can usually take down some ice cream, but it was pretty.
32 ounces too much.
I was out to here, man. Just my stomach was like.
No, but you want to tell them the name of your food truck idea.
So, now I know what you mean.
You men folks would find this quite hilarious.
I'm like, we ought to start a food truck on. I'm like, we'll call it Mama Partridge's Sweets.
No, Mama's Sweets.
Ugly's Meats.
Well, I saw what you guys were doing with your hot dogs and stuff. Like, you.
Well, put your big dog on the wall.
I mean, listen. If you need my dong as an advertising thing, then I think you probably don't have a good business model coming up. Okay, so I don't know how to go further with that.
It was like, I'm telling you, Benzo, it was probably one of the biggest shakes I've ever gotten, and I think she was just like, "Oh, good, it's a man shake." Yeah, man shake, and I would have felt the same way if I hadn't stopped at 2 food trucks earlier in the day, but I came close. I mean, it was probably only about a half an inch at the bottom by the time I was done, and she finished it for me. But I'm telling you, it was good though. It was like coconut and chocolate. Oh, it was like drinking an almond joy. It was, a Mounds, like a Mound.
Oh wow,
it was awesome. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't know. We don't normally go nuts like that as far as like going out to eat and things, but we didn't spend that much. It was all like outdoor stuff pretty much. So that was fun. It was cool, like to go places that don't get a lot of business. This town has like not many in it. That town we were in. So the fact that it came out fresh was beyond me. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I was meeting with
it's Ugly's meat.
Oh, Ugly's meat. Sorry.
We played with that name a few times on the way home, and it was laugh. Oh my god, we almost tears coming down over the. It was funny. Funnel cakes, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. With the place we were at, we had some hot dog and stuff. They have also a fried dough ice cream sundae. And so I wanted that, and then I decided, no, I'm going to try it some, a different place. But yeah, those funnel cakes are something else. I wanted a fair so bad, and then we drove by a small fair, and I'm like, I'm ready to pull in, and then I realized I have my dog with me, and that's not going to probably fly. But I was ready. I was ready to go walk the strip and get a little from each one. I had the munchies yesterday, something or whatever it was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to this barbecue place that's out here, and I tend not to quote unquote treat myself unless there's a reason, because tax write-offs and everything. But so I'm eating about like for the lease agreement, and we're eating there, and his wife is like, I'm gonna get the man buster sandwich or something. I'm like, and they're little people, man. They're like both the size of one of my thighs, Yeah. And I look at her, I'm like, is that good? She's like, how can it not be good? A hamburger with 2 different types of pork on it? I'm like, good point. I'll take that. And I'll tell you, it's pretty freaking good.
Yeah. We have a place called, I don't remember what the name of it is, but they have stuff called the Dumpster.
Oh yeah.
And they have everything. Dude, I'm talking cheese sticks, mac and cheese, pulled pork, hamburger, sauce. It's a sub. It's a sub. One of them's the kitchen sink, right? Yeah. The other one's the Dumpster, and then there's some. I mean, we're talking
the load or
this
something.
big. Yeah, the whatever. It's like it's a huge. I just can't even tell you how much is in there. It's crazy how much is in there.
Dude, send me one. We don't have like.
I haven't tried it yet. For her brother
out here.
What did Benzo say? Fried cheesecake. Oh man, see that's okay. Cheesecake's my weakness in a bad way, and we've done smoked cheesecake. She makes cheesecake. She's a cheesecake nut.
Cheesecake.
But fried cheesecake, oh baby, I'm telling you that.
Where was it? Longhorn used to do that.
You'd have to fight me to pull me away from that place. The vendor card on that one.
I've never had fried cheesecake.
With the sour cream?
A loser right now.
Have you had that?
Excuse me. New York style, Nigel, you talking about the sour cream?
I think it was Benzo that said that. Benzo said fried cheesecake.
No, Nigel just asked New York style.
Oh. Yeah, well, I like them both ways. Is the New York style the one with the sour cream?
Oh, it's the thick. It's the cakier, drier type.
Okay, I like that. I tend to like that better, but I like them both. It just depends on my mood.
It really depends on how you bake it.
Yeah, and it really, the one we made in the smoker actually came out.
That was with a nut crust.
We did that in the smoker, and it was with a pecan.
Walnut.
This will start a whole new debate: pecan or pecan. But it was with a pecan crust that we made, and then after it was done, I took blueberry compote, actually it was a mixed berry, like a mixture of blueberry compote, and then I added hot oil to it.
Oh wow!
So it was like a spicy smoked, but the cheesecake wasn't spicy. Just the berry sauce on top was all cooked down with like a spicy oil, and I mean it was really good.
All right, so I'm gonna make this very clear. Okay, very
Pecans are for truck drivers. That's awesome.
Yeah. No wonder why that shit's all over the ground outside.
My uncle used to have a tree in his yard. He used to send us I'll never forget.
Nylons.
My mom getting a full pair of nylons loaded from the top to the bottom with pecans.
Jeez.
And I'll never forget that. And they're cool. I love those things, man. I love them. That one, you must have this too down there. Scrapple, right?
Gross.
I grew up when my uncle came from Virginia. He always brought Scrapple with him every single time. Now you can get it in the freezer section here anytime you want. But and needless to say, from her reaction, it doesn't happen very often. But I'll cook that stuff for myself sometimes, and man, I love that stuff. I think Benzo's down in North Carolina, or he's in the Carolinas.
And liver mush, see?
Yep, and liver. See, now I couldn't do the liver mush, although probably that's what Scrapple is. But don't tell me that's what Scrapple is, but because I won't eat it again.
It is. It was on 30 calories.
Whatever. I love it.
It was lips and assholes.
It's not lips and assholes. That's hot dogs. And I still eat them. So, my dad used to eat liver all the time. It was something I never could get into. Probably just the way my mom cooked it, though, is my guess. Brains and eggs. I like the eggs part. That'd be about it.
Yep.
But I want to try your spicy stuff one of these times, Benzo. Because I am into spicy stuff in a big way, and I watched you guys doing that, and I was like, man, I want to try that, but I never. When I'm looking at stores and stuff, I don't look at it like, oh, I have the money to go out and buy spicy shit just to go try it myself. But I would totally try it.
You were looking for a spicy ice cream yesterday.
Benzo makes, from what I understand, yeah, I would have had spicy ice cream. I thought to myself, if that's a possibility to do, I'd be all over that. Because I thought it said something like ghost pepper ice cream, and I thought, oh yeah, I'd try that, but it wasn't. I read it wrong. Dragon's breath. Is that what you have? I forget what it was you had, but I just remember thinking, I don't know if that's the same one that HD was doing that time. Everybody's like taking a toothpick. They're eating it just barely in a toothpick, and I'm thinking, oh, that's not the one.
Is that the one we've seen the milk challenges on?
Well, I think this is one that Benzo makes.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Benzo makes it. He'd have to tell me, but I'm pretty sure.
Nope, I died.
Yeah, she's not into it, but I totally am into spicy stuff. So, yeah.
Totally.
What about you, Knives? Do you do spicy stuff? Do you do really hot,
Yeah, Judy said he regretted it.
When it comes to spicy stuff, I'm I'm a really, really boring white person, and I like my black pepper is spicy to me. Give me salt and potatoes and maybe some black pepper.
I love black pepper. See, now when I have black pepper, I have my the electric grinder there, and I do it really coarse because I really love black pepper, but I like it. I like a lot of it, and I don't know. I've had a few different really hot salsas and a few different really hot peppers that just about I had sweat coming down. I was but still, as long as I can. It's still worth it to me. It just gives me a little bit of adrenaline rush, and I'll add it to food. I love cooking with spicy stuff. For me, I love that.
Yeah, you guys are crazy. Just
I mean, I wouldn't have done what HD did. You couldn't have paid me enough. I don't think. No way. That just, to me, I would have used that on but he was using it on tacos and stuff, which was I would have done that. But to sit there and he downed this, I don't know, it was about a third of a thing of that hot sauce, and I thought, oh my God, I can only imagine what his stomach was doing the next day. He says, yes, I do peppers often, but go extreme rarely. Yeah, it's I don't do it very often anymore, but I don't know. Habanero cheese has been about as hot as it got lately for me, and that's usually I'd go a little more than that, but that works too. That'd be awesome, man. I'd appreciate that. I'd totally try it. For sure. We'll do it on the live, and then that way, if I turn completely to 3 different colors and start hyperventilating or something, they'll be able to enjoy the laugh. I mean, that's what to me. That's what it'll be all. That's what we'll plan on doing next time. When he sends it or whatever, we'll do a live about it. Because chances are, I can only imagine. I will turn about 8 shades of red, I'm sure, and probably have tears flowing and stuff. But yeah, it's talking the one that can't even eat a jalapeno. I gotta try all the cheese you sent, JP. One was funky strong. Well, when at that time, and I think I probably wouldn't do it the same way that I did it last time. I was trying because I had so many different kinds. I wanted to like do a sample pack of all sorts of different stuff. I think the one you're talking about was probably feta. There was feta cheese, smoked feta cheese. It was like almost like grainy, you know, like that one. If you're not into feta, it's pretty stinky. But all the other ones were cheddar. God, I'm trying to think what I sent him. There was cheddar, habanero,
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella might have been one of them, you know. But I don't really smoke a lot of mozzarella. It tends to dry it out. It's a really wet, not wet, but it's a really milky cheese. And I don't know, the harder cheese smoke better, I think. But you can do anything. I think I tried. God, I did so many on those. That one shipment that we did out that time. We did it for the. God, I'm like, there was a bunch of people that got it. Nigel's guy got it. The girl, why am I like, I can't even think the magnet fish and chips there. For some reason, my brain's going numb. But anyway, I sent cheese to so many people that time. It was ridiculous. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing those.
Dude, I was so grateful for that. You have no idea.
I'm glad you liked it. No, totally. And Benzo, I'll totally send you some cheese once we do some. I haven't done any yet since we moved to the new place. We live in an apartment now, so I do it in the driveway or in the backyard, but it's not like the house where we just had it on the porch and could do it any day. And it's been so hot, I don't want the cheese to sweat. I prefer when it's like a cooler night, so it doesn't sweat out the cheese. When you already emailed me, but you can always email me again, or I'll, whatever. If you have a couple of favorite cheeses that you really like, let me know. I'll be glad to do those first and get those sent out. I know I have to make some for a few people, but I haven't made any major promises yet. So, but I'll be glad to put you on that the first time we do it. Now what's that say? Was a habanero white cheddar? It was yeah, that would make sense. It was that's one of the ones we used was a habanero white cheddar. And if it's the spicy one you're talking about, that's one of my favorites, honestly. But
that is probably the funky strong one.
Yeah, but if he was talking, if it had the peppers in it, you'd know it. Yeah, it was definitely that one. But it was hot, but not. I don't know. Like I used that a lot of like pastas and things like that. I didn't find it too crazy. Dylan, oh, did he? Yeah, how did he do with that? And was he just doing the toothpick thing, or is that I forget how it goes, but I saw you guys chewing on toothpicks there for a while. This is where he's like, no, you need a spoonful. So when I get it, I'm going to be like, no, eat the whole sample here. Yeah, I got to try it. Yeah, we'll definitely get you some benzo for sure. You can move this back if it makes it easier. So awesome. I can't believe we've been on here 2 hours and 17 minutes, man. That's got to do something for that's cool. I don't think I've ever been on a live that long. Well, I've been on a few live like auctions and things for that long, but not for a lot longer than that. And just chilling, talking, that's the fun part. You know what I mean? That's what I like about all this. I think it'll be fun to incorporate, get it, do it more, but last time was pennies. We did. Oh, yeah. What did you end up getting for pennies?
Oh, dude, it was loaded. It was loaded with all Wheaties. That one proof, 1958 proof. 2 steel pennies. It was just ridiculous.
That's awesome. Now, that doesn't happen often. Someone was telling me that must have been somebody put aside some special things, and then when you won that, that was a special one. Benzo just said, Peter from Jermey. Now that's I remember him. It's a genius, but he put the toothpicks in a beef roast.
Oh.
No, but think about it. We do that with ham. We always put like a cherry and pineapple.
Yeah.
And put it in with a couple of toothpicks on each one. I would be all over that. You have no idea how that. She would. Yeah, I'd do it on mine. I know she won't do it, but I would be all over that.
It's also
on a ham or something. I get all excited thinking about it.
Hey, man, I'm going to have to end this here pretty soon.
All right, man. Well,
And
as always, it was awesome hanging with you for sure.
it was, yeah. And maybe we can plan for Wednesday after my client, but you know me, superhero failing, so I don't want.
Yeah. We'll get in touch between now and then and figure out the next time, and it'll be easy enough. I mean, we're been kind of spur of the moment, not really putting much out there. One of these times we can plan a little bit ahead, and what I'll do is I'll put something out on my channel telling people to come check it out, or we can do it. We can try it a couple of different ways. But yeah, it was fun tonight. I'm glad we got to do that. I'm glad Benzo won that. That was really awesome. So that's cool. And yeah, it was a fun night. Definitely a fun night hanging out, and I'll get my cheese orders ready.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna have to send you a message about that cheese thing. I got an idea. And yeah, thanks for coming by, Benzo. And anybody else who's still sticking around, I think that might be Benzo now, but
yeah, it was awesome, man. Thank you, Benzo. Thank you, JP and Silver Scorpion and Jonathan Friend. I know they're not all still on there, but I appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out with both of us. That was pretty awesome. And yeah, we'll definitely be doing this again, and we'll probably become more regular, just kind of having fun.
Right. I think we probably will do this a little bit more regular.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. You have a good night, and
have
I'll
an awesome
talk to you
night,
soon.
Night, Nigel.
Have an awesome night, dude.
Night. Stay
Have
safe.
a good one, guys.